I also think that's part of why like Grant is drawn to her, right?
Right.
Grant loves this like I'm a hero and like he
Because
even
he
said
got
on
the
the date like you
unprocessed
can
trauma.
heal. Yes, he was like you can heal in love and I'm like yes, you can, but if you are here with options. So why are we choosing the most broken option? I'm not saying Juliana is broken, but I feel like he is drawn to this idea of like let me fix, let me
Mm-hmm.
pull something together, let me
Mm-hmm.
be the man that my father wasn't and like break every chain. And I'm just like the I'm like, it this like toxic masculinity almost like is it in that bucket a little bit? This view of what masculinity has been placed
No,
on
I
men,
totally
especially
agree.
black men, right? Like of how you're supposed to show up for people. And I saw something so great the other day. Um, Men are taught how to treat women, right? But not what to expect from women
Mm-hmm.
and women are taught what to expect from men, but we're not taught how to treat men. And I
Mm-hmm.
think this is kind of like what's unfolding a little bit when you look at Juliana and Grant's
Mm-hmm. Dynamic.
relationship.
Yeah, I totally agree with your assessment of this because, like, even I've experienced that with a lot of men. And I would say, when you say the black community, I think that we have to couple that with the fact that like there's a lot of historical trauma that's being passed down, a lot of stuff that's happening. Not only just, what is it, epidemiology, is that the term?
Yeah, it is. It,
Literally passes down in the genes. Like literally, it's
yeah,
not uh woo woo side, just a theory. It literally passes down certain elements of trauma. And so you're dealing with that, and then you're also dealing with the actual effects of the trauma on the families, right? And so I feel like we see it a lot in black men. They're experiencing this trauma, and I think they're trying to figure out, you know, who am I supposed to be for this situation? And so it's very well intended. Like Grant, great guy.
yeah.
He's trying to show up and be this person that he feels like he's been called to be because he doesn't see the example. And I think that has, like, in my personal life as a black woman, I've seen that unfold many times with men who don't either have their fathers, or their fathers didn't have a father, and so their fathers came in. They were the cycle, first generation to sort of break the cycle around it. Um,
Mhm.
and it's unfortunate, but it this idea that like men, you know, I think they need to sometimes get into this space of also focusing on healing in a way
Yeah.
that doesn't make them feel weak, doesn't make them feel like they're not um masculine and not bringing forth that positive energy, but there needs to be healing of these traumatic things. Otherwise you will show up and you're looking like, I think Juliana and Grant are matching on their brokenness, like literally matching on their
Trauma
brokenness. And
bonded.
yeah. And if she were to heal, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, if she were to heal, she might not be a fit for the situation anymore. And if he were to heal, he might not be a fit for the situation. And so it's like they're by virtue of this maybe kind of keeping themselves together. I know people probably like, y'all going too damn deep into the psychology of this dating show, but
No,
I
but it's so real. It's so real. And it's such a contrast that you see, even with him keeping Zoe, right?
mm-hmm.
It's almost like, and the thing about Zoe is definitely right. Like in comparison, I'm not like comparing their stories, but in comparison, right, to this impact that your trauma has on you and how you're showing up in this specific bachelor experience. Zoe is more healed than Juliana, right? Like in terms of I'm not necessarily like breaking down
Oh,
because
okay.
of this or like afraid, right? Or like feeling like I can't share or I'm scared of how this is going to impact me, right? Like Zoe is like, this is my family. It's jacked up, right? But like I've created this new system for myself and this is what I want to share with you.
Mm-hmm.
These are the boundaries that I
Mm-hmm.
have. I respect and love that you have tried, you forged a way with your father maybe one day I can get there, right? It's almost like they would be a little bit more like accountable to each other to that
Yeah.
healing versus like sitting in it like Juliana
Yeah.
and Grant probably would, if that makes sense.
No, I can see what you're saying there. I hesitate to be like more healed or whatever just because of the aspect
Yes, yeah,
she's there's something about it also too that maybe like is detaching, or like there are certain parts that are
right.
good and there's other parts that feel like there may be
Absolutely.
more room. So I don't know, but I definitely can see your point with regard to like her having that like level of awareness about it all. And I think with Juliana, it's more of like I was heartbroken, and this a person did this to me, and and not I'm not trying to mock her, not trying to mock her because
Right,
I
right, right, right,
we've
right,
had
right.
a lot of
Yeah.
situations, not a lot, but enough. You once is enough for people to break your heart, and then you
Okay. Period.
like this is a problem. But also in healing, I think is accountability in terms of self, and like what, like she said they were there together for 7 years, like, and what was not saying accountability in terms of like she's to blame or anything like that, but just learning about yourself. I think moments like that teach you about yourself. They teach you about where are my boundaries weak, what do I need to grow in terms of, because it's not just like say no to the bad guys. It's like a good guy can break your heart too. It's
Yeah.
about learning the lessons around boundaries, learning the lessons around vocalizing communication, like sitting with what you don't feel is right and calling people on it and being not afraid to have that confrontation. And so those are the things that I think when you come out of a bad relationship like that, that you have to pull out. And I wonder, have those things been pulled out for in her, or is she just looking for a knight in shining armor to be like, oh, you're the perfect guy, you would never do those things to me? But it's like everybody, not saying everybody's capable of anything, but like who
You
knows?
don't know.
You
Yeah,
don't
you
know.
don't know.
So you just have to
Yeah.
be you have to take your, as women, I think we have to take our life, you know, um take control of our life and really just recognize this is what we're going to do, this is what we're not going to do, these are lessons I've learned from this relationship, so this is how I'm operating and
Mhm.
this is what I'm not operating like. And I think if she has some of that, I haven't seen it a lot, but
Right.
so that's it, just seems like there's more to
Yeah.
unpack for her, but
Yeah. But if he does choose Juliana, I do hope for her that she takes more of a front seat in the relationship and the direction that it goes.
I
You
don't see
know,
it happening, but yeah.
yeah, I don't either, but I would hope that she could get there. But yeah,